Good evening, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Tuesday, November 25th, 2014, around 8:10 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's dark out now, temperature's dropping, and tomorrow's supposed to start as rain and change to snow and heavy wet snow. Depends where you live. You could get anywhere from just plain rain to the Cape Cod and southeastern Massachusetts to a few inches of snow in the Boston area to as much as 6 inches around Billerica, Massachusetts, and more west of 495 into the mountains and stuff. Early season snowstorm. One little tidbit before I do my final subject of the night. Forbes magazine says that 3 NHL teams are worth $1 billion, at least $1 billion. The Toronto Maple Leafs, the Montreal Canadiens, and the New York Rangers. That's about it on that. My third and final video blog subject of the night is my personality profile. My personality profile is Bob Cousy. Bob Cousy was one of the best Celtics players of all time. He had a 13-year career with the Celtics. He was one of the best point guards in NBA history, one of the 50 greatest players in NBA history, and a Celtics legend. Bob was born and he grew up in Manhattan, New York, and he was like, his parents were French immigrants, and he just spoke French in the house until he was 5 years old. And then he started playing basketball at the age of 13. So he was a late bloomer in playing basketball. And he played high school basketball. He also played like AAU basketball and stuff like that. He was a good point guard in high school in Manhattan. He was recruited by Boston College in Holy Cross. He picked Holy Cross to play basketball, and he played basketball 4 years at Holy Cross. He was part of the 1947 NCAA Men's Basketball Championship for Holy Cross, which Holy Cross was the first New England school college to win the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament. He was a great playmaker at Holy Cross. He made 3 All-American teams, 1948, 1949, and 1950. He was drafted by the Tri-City Blackhawks of the NBA in 1950, but he did not want to play in for the Tri-City Blackhawks because he demanded a $10,000 salary, and he started his own business in Worcester, Massachusetts. It was the Bob Cousy Driving School. He was teaching like teenagers how to drive and stuff like that. And when the owner of the Blackhawks balked at that idea, only offered him $6,000. Cousy refused to go there. Then he went to Chicago Stage, that a former NBA team that picked his rights, but that team folded, and the NBA had a distribution draft to select new teams for the players who were out of a job, and the Celtics picked Bob Cousy, and he didn't know if he really wanted to play for the Celtics, but the owner of the Celtics at the time, Walter Brown, offered him like $8,000 to play, and he accepted it. And for the next 13 years, Bob Cousy was one of the best players in NBA history. He made several All-Star teams. He made about like 13 every year in the league. 10 times he was an NBA first team All-Star at the season's end. He was also like 2 times a second team NBA All-Star team, and he's led the league in assists several times. He was the 1957 most valuable player in the NBA 6 times. He was an NBA champion, played for 6 NBA championship teams. He was one of the greatest point guards in the NBA history, a great playmaker, a great clutch player, all around one of the best Celtics of all time. He retired from the Boston Celtics after the 1963 season, and he actually had his number 13 retired by the Celtics the season after. Then after he retired from the Boston Celtics, Bob Cousy coached the Boston College men's basketball team for 6 years, from 1963 through 1969. They made a few NIT appearances. One year they made the Elite Eight in the NCAA tournament. He had a record of 114 wins and 38 losses, which was pretty good and stuff like that. In 1969, Bob Cousy returned to the NBA to coach the Cincinnati Royals, and he coached them for about 5 years. The Cincinnati Royals actually became the Kansas City Omaha Kings in 1972, and he left there after the 1973-74 season. And Bob Cousy actually played for the Cincinnati Royals for about 7 games in 1970, and actually back then NBA had like the rights to players who retired for many years, and the Celtics general manager Red Auerbach heard that Bob Cousy wanted to come out of retirement. He demanded that the Cincinnati Royals give them 2 players, and the Royals traded 2 players to the Boston Celtics for Cousy's rights. Both players were like, bench players or marginal players who didn't turn out so great for the Celtics and stuff like that. And Bob Cousy was a first ballot Hall of Fame, was a 1971 Pro Basketball Hall of Famer. And Bob Cousy had other businesses he did as well. He actually was a commissioner of the American Soccer League, which was a B-level soccer league for about 5 years, 1974 to 1979. And also Bob Cousy was a color analyst for Boston Celtics games on television for about 33 years, from 1974 through 2007. He started for WBZ-TV, then WLVI and WFXT and UPN 38 and WABU TV 68, and then eventually he appeared on Comcast Sportsnet as well for like doing Celtics games and stuff like that. He actually worked for the Celtics for a while as like a marketing consultant for a few years and stuff like that. I don't know if he's still doing that and stuff like that. Bob Cousy also formed an NBA Players Association back in 1954, so that's an interesting fact to know. And his number 17 was retired by Holy Cross in 2008. He wore number 17 when he was with Holy Cross. And Bob Cousy's career stats was 16,960 points. He averaged 18.4 points per game, 6,955 assists, 7.5 assists per game, and 4,786 rebounds, which averages out to about 5.2 rebounds per game. And he was nicknamed the Houdini of Hardwood. And Bob Cousy made a cameo appearance in the 1994 movie Blue Chips, starring Nick Nolte, Shaquille O'Neal, and Penny Hardaway. That's a good sports movie and stuff. You should get it on DVD. It's one of the best sports movies of all time. And that's about it on Bob Cousy. And I'll be back tomorrow, Facebook friends and YouTube followers, 3 more video blogs. One will be about the greatest Montreal Expos pitchers of all time, and then Week 13 NFL predictions. And the third and final video blog of the night is the personality profile, which will be about former Patriots cornerback Ty Law. Don't forget, Facebook friends, YouTube followers, coming soon to these video blogs will be the top 10 stores that I used to shop at that I miss a lot, that are no longer in business. And there's going to be a video blog about 6:05 p.m. Saturday nights on TBS, World Championship Wrestling, the show. Talk about that in a future video blog, and talk about the infamous Black Scorpion Angle, Sting, and so many others. Julie Broughton and Heidi Lee Pratt's video blogs will definitely be coming soon. See you later, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Bye now.